Houston, we have a problem. No, you aren't Houston, but yes, you have a problem. It's called being a beginner. And by a beginner, in the context of this video, what I mean is that you are beginning to think about starting your own detailing business. But there's a problem nobody talks about, a problem nobody addresses, a problem you don't even know is a problem. How could you? You're a beginner. That's the nature of being a beginner, is that you don't know what you don't know. But a problem nonetheless, and a problem that can be summarized with a single question. Will a detailing business be a good fit for you and your life? It is your life, right? But wait, there's a second problem that actually makes the first problem a problem to begin with. Stay with me. I promise you will understand. The other problem that sits above the first problem is that you have already decided that a detailing business is for you. After all, you have come to some conclusions. You love cars, you love cleaning cars, you love shiny cars, you love shining cars, you love detailing. If all those are true, then a detailing business seems like the logical and obvious choice. But now we have a new problem. Because of this conclusion that you have arrived at, you now go in search of the best way to start your own detailing business. But that alone is not the problem. The problem is that as a beginner, you won't know the difference between a good way and a bad way, a good plan or a bad plan. I know firsthand what's out there and being promoted to beginners like you. I have spent $2,500 of my own money buying 5 of these good plans from 4 different experts. And they were all good, all of them. Well, most of them. But none of them are what I would call smart. Good and smart are not the same thing, because not a single one of those good plans address the most fundamental question sitting at the bottom. That one question the so-called experts don't talk about, and the one question no beginner knows to even ask. Now, when I first started thinking about starting my own detailing business, what seems like 100 years ago, there was no internet, there was no social media, there was no University of YouTube. In many ways, your problem as a beginner is much more challenging than my problem as a beginner. You are drowning in information. I was desperate for information. It's what I call information overload. Any trip onto YouTube will only confirm this, which, coincidentally enough, here you are on YouTube. 100 different guys teaching and selling you their good plan to build the very thing that many of them haven't built themselves. I've always been surprised how often people are willing to take advice from people that actually haven't done or built the very thing that they want to do. It reminds me of virtually every trip to the gym, where I look around at these trainers training people. Trainers that look like they have never picked up a single weight in their life. Trainers that are also overweight, but there they are training someone how to do the very thing that they haven't been able to figure out how to do themselves. This does not make sense to me. I am confused by this as a person, but at every stage of life, I see this happen over and over again. People taking advice from people that actually haven't done the very thing that they want to do. But there is a solution to every problem. That is the good news. Now, I don't just find problems in the name of finding problems. What I actually do is I identify problems. That is a distinction with a difference, unlike a distinction without a difference, but that's a video for another time. Now, unless you can clearly identify the root of the problem, how can you expect to actually find a solution to a problem unless you've defined or identified the root problem? In simple terms, I'm a person that digs until I do find the root of the problem. I'm also a person who has built the very thing that you probably want to build. As I have said before, where you are, I once was. Where I am, you may become. This makes me uniquely qualified not only to be a solution finder, but to be a solution provider. My solution is the very solution I wish I had when I first started my detailing business. A solution that answers the very things that nobody asks and everyone should. Should I test the waters first? Is there a simpler and easier way to start? Can I avoid the many obstacles of a traditional startup? Yes, yes, and yes. But until you do it, you can't know it. Until you know it, you can't choose it. Detailing as a business, detailing as a hobby. There is a vast difference. And only doing it is doing it. Talking about it is not doing it. Planning it is not doing it. Dreaming about it is not doing it. Naming it is not doing it. Only doing it is doing it. Nike actually had this answer decades ago. Who would think that all this time we've been walking and running around with the very answers on our feet? Just do it. And if doing it is the only way to know it, then why not do it in a smarter way? Which is my solution, a smarter way to start your own detailing business. The simplest, fastest, and easy way to test drive your own detailing business before sinking a ton of time, money, and effort into something that you find out is not a good fit for you in your life. Now, if you think I've made a compelling case within this video, go to the description box below. There will be a link to my website, detailvault.com, and you can sign up to be put onto my waitlist for when I release what I call a smarter way to start up. A smarter way to start your own detailing business. A smarter way to test the waters so that you can know firsthand if a detailing business is a good fit for you and your life. And if nothing else, perhaps I've displayed an example of what I call critical thinking skills. A skill that if you develop will help you as a person at every stage and every level of your life. Life skills. With that said, I will see you on the next video.